thicker and thicker, and as we grew here, the chances were slimmer and slimmer that we could break through it and get to God. Because we were separated from Him when He took Adam and Eve out of the garden, humans were separated from Him. But then Jesus came and He was nailed to the cross. But it wasn't the nails that kept Jesus on the cross. It was that wall of separation, that wall of all of sin that kept Him on that cross. That was pinning Him to the cross. And when He died and then rose again, then Jesus died and rose again, that wall was broken because it was the thing cleaning down. And it was the thing that put Him in that grave. And when He opened it, He broke the wall, which is something humans cannot do. And God can get through the wall to get to us, but we could not. But it was impossible vice versa. So Jesus, which is God, came down in a human form to be able to break that wall, which we could not do. And after that wall was broken, we could now get to God through Jesus. Jesus is like, so there was that big wall, and now instead of that wall, there was Jesus, and think of Jesus like a door. Jesus is the door. Now as humans, we can get to God, because there's no longer that wall. Maybe there is a wall, but there's a door. And maybe it's a narrow door, because the Bible says the wide path and the narrow path. The wide path leads to that wall. The wide path leads to death. That wide path leads to hard times, leads to getting a dead end, leads to eternal death. And but if you do the narrow path, it doesn't lead to the dead end. It leads to Jesus. It leads to that door that maybe is narrow, but you can go through. And now we can get to God because of Jesus. Now we can get to God. We can go to God by going through the door, which is Jesus, and we can now get to God. As newly humans, because of Jesus dying, we can now get to God. And God sent Jesus because He loved us. He separated us from Him, but He loved us, and so He sent His John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He sent His one and only Son, so that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have eternal life. So now we're